Yeah, because I think I had bitrate issues in the past when I was trying to do some of my own shows that I do, and so I lowered it because I'm not trying to like actually stream like HD video gameplay like a lot of people do on Twitch. So
Oh, sure.
I don't need my bitrate to be up there super high. So um, anyways, yeah, I'm guessing they'll probably take a short break here, and we will get the next game to you. Let me see if I can get the diff from that first game.
They have it in the chat. Callaghan said 22.
22. I wouldn't have thought that much. So that's tough for Baroni. Do you think that he can get that second game by more than that? I mean, I guess we don't know the matchup yet, though.
Yeah, I think it'll depend on the matchup, but it'll be interesting to see. You know, I thought that the plan should be to sell out to beat Bastion, just like beat whatever crushes OA, but they didn't really have anything.
Okay.
I don't know why you're that surprised that they are playing the deck that Justin did well with yesterday. Justin classically never changes his light side deck for day three.
Yeah, you were saying that earlier that he doesn't end up changing a lot.
They
You
almost
always
never change, and
you always
Justin,
kind of wish that they would.
he like um thought it went really well yesterday. He beat Robs, but he said he thought the matchup would go differently, and that they were going to make changes. And then, he's just been doing well uh, in general with it, like over the last 2 years.
Right.
Was everyone playing Robs?
There was a lot of ROPS. I think Map was still the number one dark side deck in day one overall, but there was like I think it was like 18 Map and like 12 ROPS or something like that. So I mean, pretty close.
Eric must have solved the day three meta. Knew it was going to be all Robs.
If only he could have made it out there. Maybe that will help Hayes if he gave him. Let's see. So it sounds like Casey's saying that Mishki won game one by 5 against Stefan. Day 3 updates. So Mishki played Map for Stefan's TRM and won by 5. Joe is playing Imperial Entanglements against Justin's TRM. Emil is playing AOBS versus Hayes No Idea. So those are our first round matchups um, for game one here in the top 8. We know that Bastion has beaten Baroni by 22 and Mishki has won by 5. We don't have any other results. Okay. So we only had one ROPS deck in the first half of these matchups, and we had three TRMs and one No Idea. So we had four different dark decks: one ROPS, one Map, one Entanglements, one Agents, then three TRMs and a No Idea.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure Justin was switching off of Robs, and that Steve isn't on Robs.
Okay. You were saying Steve might be on CCT. Joe by
Yeah,
20
we'll see. I'm
in the
interested.
first game is what Casey's telling me. Joe by 20. And then Emmels and Hayes each have like 3 life force left. So that one's going to be really close. So Joe Olson wins by 20. Brian Mishke wins by 5. And Bastion won by 22. And we're still waiting on the Emmel and Hayes game, which that one looks to be the closest match. All right, thank you, Casey, for those updates. So yeah, some interesting results so far. I know you're your two teammates are both looking at 20 card
Yeah, they need
rebounds
big
here.
wins.
That's tough.
Yeah, big wins.
All right, so yeah, I don't know how long it'll be till the next match. Probably not too long, I would guess.
All right, I'm gonna bounce out and check out
Yeah,
if my
sure.
family's waking up, but I'll probably pop in for
Yeah,
game two
no
once it
worries.
gets
Thanks
going.
for being with us for
Yeah,
that first one, Mike. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
yeah.
thanks for the
Fun to
invite.
have you join us.
Definitely kept me awake for an hour and a half.
There you go.
I was on the couch with
Helped
my
us stay
pillow and
awake
I
too.
was like, I wonder if I'll stay awake from this. All right, boys, have a good time.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
So that was our portion of Mike and Mike in the morning with Mike Jem and Mike Turner.
How about that?
I don't even think that's a thing on ESPN anymore. It used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Um, cool. So yeah, we got Bastion winning by 22. We've got Joe Olson winning by 20, and we've got Mishki winning by 5. Um, so we're still waiting on
So
Emil and
tight
Hayes.
games,
Yeah,
which is a tight game.
yeah, the Emil and
Tight
Hayes
game
game would be the last one we're
for
waiting
those last
for.
two, and big, big mountains to climb on those other couple.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, even though it didn't go very well for Baroni, I thought that he had managed to keep that one close by keeping Bastion deploying cards at the table. But maybe some of
Yeah.
those retrievals and stuff like that were able to get that back up there. All right.
So what do you think of your?
Okay, hang on a second. They're actually loading up for the next game here.
Are we cool?
Yeah, give me a second to switch things back over. Come on. Jesus. Okay. Okay. All right, so it's going to be CCT versus Old Allies. Yeah, that's a Flip Falcon and a Jakku system. Um, so yeah, CCT. Let me get these titles changed.
Nice new AI Jakku there.
Yep, I have the dark side one.
One
I don't have the light side one.
The light side one was a top 16 foil from the OCS last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, see, I get a lot of them for volunteer stuff. I never actually achieve the thing
Yeah,
that you have
see,
to do. So
I get all the participation foils, but I don't get any of the ones for winning stuff.
yeah. I'll see what I can do about getting you something for helping us out with this.
Oh heck yeah, I'm up for that.
And
All right. So this will be interesting. I mean, I feel like Old Allies might be a little bit favored in this matchup, especially with that 2022 card deficit to overcome. I would imagine Steve's probably going to play real aggressively here.
yeah, I think I would
Prob-
actually like the CCT's chances in a straight up game against OA, but like you said, with the 22
Yeah,
diff,
yeah. I suppose the vehicles can't go inside and stuff like that. You are right about that.
and Steve's
But
gonna be running
I do
stuff
think
like
with that,
P59 and Dengar to shoot potentially the Falcon down if it stays on the ground. I would think the game was
yeah,
gonna really rely on who wins the space battle.
yeah, for sure.
If you can just take the lead for a sec, I gotta use the restroom for a moment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have some pretty basic setup from both players here, getting their grabbers out and kind of getting figured out what's going on. Looks like Bastion's reading the new virtual carbonite chamber console, which I believe lets the dark side player activate a force during each of their opponent's turn if they're escorting a captive. Um, not a deck I'm real familiar with. I don't play a whole lot of CCT, but I believe that's something that was just released recently. And accelerate here, it looks like. And there is the bridge. Looks like Brony's gonna draw cards. I saw a Maul there, a Force Push. I didn't see anything else from him there. Alright. Questions. Gonna pull a Leia.
All right, sorry about that. Thank you for.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I was hoping to get a little 2 minute break there in between those games to take care of that.
not so much luck, right?
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Yes, I believe that Baroni did play the Jabba's Prize virtual, or not virtual, but Jabba's Prize because I believe he just activated for the console, if I'm not mistaken. So do you need to be escorting the captive, Jerry, for that, or is it just if there's a frozen captive on the
I
table?
think it's just you have to be escorting, yeah. But let me check here on Gimp. It's it just says if it frozen captive on table. So yeah,
Yeah,
you don't have
yeah.
to.
So I think I did just see him activate for that card.
Yeah, it
Here
seems to be
comes
the
Ray down.
new way to play CCT for sure.
Looks like Bastions is kind of going through the motions with the typical OA setup here.
Yeah.
Getting ready to the encampment.
So yeah, with Jabba's Prize becoming more popular, you'll see the light side have to play their copy a lot more because you're usually more willing to give up your Corn Horn persona than you are your Han Solo
Or
persona.
your Han Solo persona. You
So,
are exactly right.
wouldn't surprise if that's Baroni's Jabba's Prize.
The Bastion is Brave Resistancing Leia
Or sorry,
back.
yeah, the light side copy. All right, so he's got Ray out, and he'll do the standard hokey pokey there with Ray and General Lando.
I think he's looking through his reserve deck right now. He just put Leia back to do a
He's
Brave
gonna
Resistance
he's gonna
search.
get Rose. So maybe he's planning on
Is
staying
that
on
what he
ground.
pulls?
Uses an escape pod to pull a Hujix. Yeah, so then he flies the Falcon up to Jakku. Sure, I'll increase the volume if you need. All right, is that better?
Mics have been loudered.
Loudered. That's a word.
Interesting three effect start from CCT.
Yeah, he's got like the "I am your father" and
I mean, typically, I feel like we see CCT using the any methods necessary, or even recently the 12 card start.
mm-hmm. It's definitely like more of a main CCT build.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a mains build.
Yes, yeah. I mean, Jem was saying that they were running like the best Emperor start deck. So like if you play Throne Room, you
Yep.
start with like the
Yep.
Emperor, and uh,
Yeah.
and then with this deck, I imagine you can definitely do some cool things with that.
So we see Vader's castle coming out.
So I'm pretty sure Bastion is the only. I guess well, yeah, I guess we don't know for sure, but Bastion is one of the only players that we've seen playing Old Allies. All the other three light side games in round one were Throne Room. Baroni played Throne Room, and Stefan played Throne Room, and so
Hmm.
yeah, lots of Throne Room.
How about that? Yeah, Walkland was saying he thought that was a poor day three choice, but it does seem like most of our top eight thought otherwise.
Yeah. So Cedric's telling us it's got I Am Your Father, Quat Drive Yards, and Code Clearance as the starting effects. So he gets the IG-88, and then is going to escort the Jabba's prize with the IG-88.
Yeah, do we know what the result on that Hayes Emil game was?
Let me check in on my. Okay, Hayes wins by 10.
Okay, so it wasn't quite as much of a nail biter in the end as it appeared, huh?
Yeah, I guess maybe he had some retrieval or something. Casey is saying that Baroni's opening hand is trash. He's got in his starting hand he had four accelerates, the bridge, and according to my design. So out of 8 cards, he got 5 cards. Like you want one accelerate, maybe two, but not three. And if you get the accelerates, you don't want the bridge. So Emil down by 10 in his first one.
Yeah, for those of you just joining us, Emil down by 10. Baroni obviously lost game one by 22 against Bastion here.
Joe
We
Olson
had
had a 20
Joe
victory,
Olsen won against Desai by 20,
and
and
then
then
Mishki had a 5 over Stefan.
yep, exactly.
And at least Brony did have the force push, so he was able to maybe push some of those bad cards out of his hand. Get the IG-88.
Yep, get that early manipulation with a
Iggy.
deck that does a lot of that. Oh, TB, I don't think he does freeze. I think he started a frozen captive as was. I think he's using that platform with the new carbon chamber console, the virtual one that lets you activate during your opponent's turn.
Yeah, it's Java's prize.
Brony started code clearance as well as I am your father, and what was the third one again, Jerry? You remember?
It's Quat Drive Yards.
Quay drivers. A flip here from OA. That what is that? A villager
It's a Villager
reinforcing?
and Rose.
Reinforcing solo is the villager, though, right? I
Yeah,
think.
it's like our feed might have been a little frozen there. Okay, now it seems like it's back up. He also goes with Radis. So now I think he's just gonna move Rose over and have his system with the Falcon, and then stack up the
And just stack up one site.
village.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, so Baroni's gonna have to see if he can
Seems
get
pretty
some beat
OA
downs
like.
in.
Very safe play for that nice cushion that Bastion's given himself in game one.
Yeah, I was surprised he won that game by so much. That first one,
I'm quite surprised by that too.
I was thinking it was gonna be more like 15.
Almost makes you wonder if Baroni might have been able to grind it down a little bit. You know, he's notorious for kind of pulling the plug a little bit early on games sometimes. I wonder if he just got a little bit frustrated and scooped and might have been able to
Yeah,
do a little bit more damage.
it's probably pretty frustrating to draw so many shitty battle
Oh,
destinies.
oh, absolutely. I totally agree. I mean, his deck was not doing him any favors by any means.
All right, so he's gonna attack the Falcon.
With Mara and
Mara
decimated,
Jade, and that
that
is
is
Merrick Steel, the Emperor's Reach, I think.
that's what it looks like.
So that'll get you two destinies, and then you also
Makes
makes it so they can't
makes
substitute.
and he gets the nice big forfeit bonus from code clearance.
And then he's also going to throw a Tarkin on there, so there's extra.
Even more forfeit
Yeah,
and destinies.
yep. And a Kirkanos. Sure, why not?
Even more forfeit and tricks.
How many passenger slots does that ship have?
I'm not sure actually. Maybe what, two pilots and
So you
four
get an extra
passengers or
destiny
something.
from the Mara Jade's ship text, and then an extra destiny from Tarkin. So a total of
So
three. So
we're
we do
looking at
get a
three destiny
react.
here.
React with Finn. Um, Pretty standard for OA to get the reacting Finn.
Yep, that's not a big surprise. These are
Bastion.
the type of aggressive lines though that I feel like Baroni needs to make if he's gonna be able to find a
Yeah, if
avenue
Baroni
to
can
win the
get some
victory
really
too.
good,
You know,
we can get some really good draws here. We'll see.
for sure.
We'll see what he can do. Okay, so that is a full boat. He can't fit anybody else there. Draws the Emperor shuttle. That's a Destiny 3. But you can't use Tarkin's game text because Emperor's Reach. Neither player can cancel and redraw, I think. Or maybe it's just them. I forget how the Emperor's Reach works.
I think its opponent may not
Okay.
cancel substitute,
And
so on and so
then
forth.
Bastion plays you do have your moments to make his draw +3 or cancel and redraw a Destiny. It's kind of like the light side version of Close Call. Doesn't
Is
see a lot of play.
is he playing that or did he draw that for
Oh, okay, yeah, he
Destiny?
might have drawn it for Destiny, which is only a Destiny 2.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bummer. Yeah, I guess he did just draw that for Destiny. So Ray would make that a 3.
Oh, yeah. And both players pretty lackluster destinies there, considering Bastion was able to reduce with his objective and then only was able to draw pretty marginal one himself. So
Good morning, CRG. Yeah, we're seeing everything fine right now. Honestly, it's just more that when it lags, like the picture quality is a lot better today, but it's just kind of choppy. All right, come on. So looks like he had to lose Finn and Calrissian off the boat.
Yeah, that Falcon's looking pretty sparse up
I mean, it
there.
is Bastion's turn, so we'll see what he can do. He's going to use Radis to pull the Rogue One, so maybe we'll see him come back with like a Poe Dameron on the Rogue One or something.
Yeah, yeah, I would imagine he's got a reinforced space here because I think that was a strong line of play by Baroni. Going right after space and really forcing him to have a response to that.
So Baroni starts drive yards, which makes you assume that he runs at least one system, but he hasn't played it yet. Do you think he wants
Well,
Jakku to be the only system on the table?
I would imagine there's a strong possibility that he runs the drive yards to pull Mustafar to pull the castle, and it looks like
He got the castle.
he was able to find the castle through an IG pull or other
So yeah,
methods and didn't
Mustafar would
need to do
definitely be
that.
in his deck. Do you think he's not pulling that out because he doesn't want another system on the table?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
possible that he's trying to kind of bottleneck that to bash into that one system and really force the battles to happen or force him to land and pay for drains.
Yep.
It's like so to wipe them out, all of them. So he's got some alternate starts. It looks like.
Yeah, that would be when you use your Emperor start. You know, like Jem was saying earlier, this is the what they call the best Emperor start deck. So you
Yeah,
start Emperor, you start wipe them out, and you
and
get
have
to
the opportunity to barrier if something goes wrong early, or
yeah. So
gets you that extra activation, basically.
definitely a very good anti TRM card. But Baroni might have just, when these top four versus bottom four matchups are random nowadays, you don't get to really specifically tech against
Yeah,
your opponent. So you just sort of have to
you're
tech
exactly
against
right.
the meta. So, attacking the
Hmm.
TRM deck is probably a good idea from, the KTOD guys, but you didn't play against the TRM deck. So,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
all right. So Poe Dameron is gonna go on the Falcon. Or maybe he's doing a Brave Resistance and is gonna figure out where Poe Dameron. That's what he's doing. Maybe he'll go aboard the Rogue One to get an extra ship out. Looks like we're gonna get another location played. They're moving everything around here. Probably the 2-2 Jakku site from Bastion.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's a fair guess.
Puts that adjacent to his stack and then puts, is that Rogue 2, Rogue 3? Or is that
Hasn't come down
Dash?
for me yet.
Yeah, it's actually still pretty sluggish for me. Yeah, it's either Dash and Rogue 10 or Rogue
I,
3.
I'm not sure. I don't think that one does have pilot, so I think
It's either the empty one or Dash and Rogue
I think it's
12.
I think it's Wedge's
Yeah, that's Rogue
speeder.
3.
Yeah.
He's going to land the Falcon, flip it to a vehicle. So Steve got the Jakku system on lock now.
Did.
That's pretty big for him. I mean, obviously he still has to win this game by 23,
Hmm.
but getting getting Jakku to himself is a good start.
Yeah, it's just it being down by so much. I feel like Baroni still has to do something on the ground now as well as take that system.
Hmm.
It's still a bit of an uphill battle for him for sure.
Yeah, Bastion does have Rose out to get some retrieval, so you probably want to
To
try to get
effective,
her.
yeah, to effectively negate all of Baroni's damage right now. So that's why I feel like he needs to really do something about one of those Jakku sites this turn if he can.
In this particular game, I would look for maybe see if Baroni's got like an Ellis Hellrot. Maybe he can set up like an Ellis Hellrot beatdown
That is a possibility.
with IG88 and some other. Say we obviously know he's got some Vaders. He's playing I Am Your Father, so
So Baroni is gonna pay to drain it, or
I think
maybe
he. I
not.
think no one's
Maybe
got
not
Battle Order out.
pay.
Yeah,
Yeah, not pay, but is gonna drain.
whatever. It's just a drain of one, and Rose can retrieve it. So
Yep.
it's not the end of the world for Bastion, and he can just track around that 5 now. Baroni already has 20 cards on the table or in the lost pile. Yeah, I guess it is. CCC does start with decent number of cards on the table.
Especially doing three
Okay,
effect.
so now we've got a Darth Vader down to the Jakku site with everybody at it, and he's going to get barriered. Vader's lightsaber from hand, or maybe it's from reserve deck. EPP Maul.
Might have a little rumble here.
Looks like it.
That villager will help with all those lightsabers, but won't help with all of them. It looks like he's reading the objective here to see if those lightsabers are gonna get severely affected when he targets. It looks like he's going for the villager here.
Okay.
Dark time. Dark time will get grabbed.
He canceled the Villager's game text with Vader.
There you go. Yep, he was not swinging. He's now Bastion's keeping your eyes open. It looks like, which is a pretty big swing in this battle.
That's huge because, yeah, I mean, Maul was looking to take out 3 characters, and now he might just take out
Yeah.
1 or 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Steve draws the first good Destiny of the game, of his games at least.
Yeah, KYEO was not the card that Steve Baroni was hoping to see here. Lorsan Tekka for Destiny. And yeah, Vader is facing down an army. Yep, Solo can do it all over again.
Yeah, keep your eyes open. It's a strong card.
Yeah, and it was just, I mean, it was
No, he lost
crucial in
solo.
that situation. Yeah, that was forfeit from that battle.
Yeah.
So I am I'm kind of interested by that. Feel like I might have gone with Radis,
Yeah.
although I didn't see what Brony drew. Did you?
Baroni drew a 6.
Oh yeah, so that would the Radis wouldn't have covered, would he?
Yeah. But I mean, Bastion probably runs 2 solos, is what a lot of people are saying. Or you can retrieve this solo with Rose,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah. You're right.
get him back out.
Get him back out with Brave Resistance. Yeah. I drain two at the Starship Graveyard.
Retrieves the solo.
Oh,
Bastion definitely
good
thinking
one.
about how he wants to move around, or if he wants to fight that Vader. I'm guessing he's probably just going to move some guys around, get him on those speeders, and
Yeah.
sort of reevaluate from there. I mean, he just has to keep this game in a manageable number. Baroni's got to be the one looking to win by 23 more. Eric's saying that there's 25 cards lost or on table already for Baroni, so he's about gone through about half of his deck. Ooh. Looks like I saw a General Leia from Bastion.
Yeah, he's been cycling her through with that Brave Resistance.
He's going to deploy.
If I might see him play her here. For Grady and the others that are just now joining us, the first round of games, I believe
They're
Hayes
all
won
posted on the
over.
forums too, I think.
Yeah, Hayes won over Emil by about 10. Brian Mishke won over Stefan by about 5. Joe Olson won over Justin Desai by about 20.
Yeah, +5 Mishki, +20 Joe, +22 Bastion, +10 Hayes. Our game 2 matchups, we have obviously this one, Old Allies versus CCT. We have Mishki on TRM versus Stefan Rops. We have Emil on OA versus Hayes Map. And then Joe on Diplo versus Desai Rops.
Interesting matchups.
Yep, pretty representative of what we saw yesterday, and sort of what we've been getting in the meta lately. Joe is running his anti-Rops Diplo, and Joe already won the
Yeah.
first game by 20. So I would, if you're saying it's an anti-Rops, uh, maybe we can. Unfortunately, it looks like the KTOD's time in the top 8 might be short today, but still gotta play the games.
Yeah, we'll see here. Looks like we got some action about to take place over with IG88 here.
Got Cassian and Leia.
Cassian and Leia, yep. Of a fight. We see maybe a stunning leader, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Something
Okay.
like that.
Battle Destiny from Bastion is a Padme.
Yep,
Steve's gonna lose
Brony.
IG88.
Brony's got nothing for that.
And then the corn horn frozen popsicle gets released. I forget what happens when that.
I think he can like go dig him out of his deck, can he?
Something like that.
Yeah, Brony. I think Brony is about to concede here.
Like it says, if Java's prize was just released or leaves table, place it out of play. So,
Oh,
I don't see. I don't see Baroni conceding here, but
think so.
I mean, things certainly don't look great for him. But I don't think you concede just on that battle alone.
Yeah, I mean he's just. I feel like he's kind of teetering right at that life force brink, where if he loses many more cards, he's not going to be able to win the match by enough.
Right. I think he's still got maybe one more turn to see if that's the case or not.
Yeah, yeah.
But also wouldn't surprise me if we saw a handshake at any time. But so the vehicle Falcon moves over in front of Vader. Might see some other people move around as well. Yeah, we see Rose move with the villager, so that way he can keep doing the retrieval nonsense with that. And now Bastion's also got control of the carbonite chamber. So
See those guys run away, so they're not in danger of any lightsabers.
yep, and they're also
And then,
reinforcing the drain 2 location there. So
yeah, I think
Brony
Bastion
plays
will be.
no escape to get. Like, I think he used an accelerate to go get the no escape. Is what's going on there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Schwartz on top of his lost power right now.
It's Sidious.
Lost Sidious. Okay.
So we got a drain at the Jakku system.
Yeah, I think he needs Destiny 6 cards in deck, and I don't know that Image of the Dark Lord's gonna slow him down enough. Really, he needs to take over one of those Jakku sites and contest the other one. I don't
We
think
also has
that.
to worry about the carbonite chamber now too, because you can't even put
Yeah,
Image of a Dark
yeah.
Lord on that one because it has to be a planet site.
You're exactly right. Um, I don't know. I guess with Vader next door, it does completely subdue that drain for the time
Oh yeah,
being.
you're right.
But
With Image of the Dark Lord does do the -2 if Vader's there, but I don't think
yeah,
Vader's long for this world.
no, I mean I feel like it's really just slowing the bleeding, kind of delaying the inevitable.
So Brony gets Dooku with the no escape. Puts Dooku out with Vader. Yeah, sorry, that top Lost Kyle card was Dooku, not Sidious. I knew it was some sort of Jedi Master. I just forgot which one it was.
All good.
Dooku. You don't see him played as much as we used to when the reset first happened. Remember when the
No,
reset
but I
first
feel like
happened? Thought he was.
I feel like he's good in CCT, much
Yeah,
like in those recent builds of Legend, we've seen Master Qui-Gon just because he's got that higher immunity, especially against Jedi. He's good at kind of being that one-off character, especially if you need him late in the game for holding a sight or something like that. And then he has that utility with Force Lightning and Force Push as well, and
yeah.
things like
Sebastian
that.
definitely peeled a couple cards in order to keep Ray and the Falcon on table.
He wanted that to stick around.
And then Baroni moves Dooku over.
I mean, that's what Baroni needs to be doing right now is make Bastion put cards in his lost pile. So,
Yeah, and more cards at the table.
yep, yep, absolutely.
So,
Bastion draws bottom card with Ray. We see a recirculation, and it will be his turn here. I feel like that was a pretty good turn for Brownie. As Cedric said in the chat, that the image would be real nice to subdue one of those drains of two right now, but Bastion does have to pay for them currently because he does not occupy space. And he really does kind of need to do something about that Falcon on the ground now too, facing down Vader. So
yep.
interesting to see. Looks like he's got a rescue here for something. Could you tell who that was? Bastion was eyeing in his hand.
No, I
Looked like
couldn't. I was
a,
trying to, and then it seems like it kind of froze up on me a little bit here.
yeah, it looked like a character. I just couldn't tell who it was.
Yeah, I think it might have been a Chewy, but that was just my
Yeah,
first.
Image V does have to go on a planet site, but we're talking about it going down at the Starship Graveyard there, CRG, which would then effectively negate that drain down to zero because Vader is right next door. Um, Obviously Vader's facing some conflict here right now, so he might not be long for this world, but um, especially with Padme now aboard
Ours a
that Falcon.
handshake. Brony just conceded.
Yep.
All right, so congrats Bastion for top four. Congrats Brony, top eight.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Well,
kind of had
well, that
a
much.
rough go there of it with the bad luck in those those first games with the Destiny draws, and then I think just